Okay, party people. I did decide to film the swim here at Falls Lake. I think it's because that house over there has pissed me off. Why they went and built a fucking house, mind my language, right on the side of a provincial lake, a provincial park, beats the hell out of me. With a sea and all that forest there was all cut out, and they probably had to build a road in with that other house over there. A nice little provincial park where people used to come and walk their dogs and have a picnic. And yeah, well, over that way there's a camp. There's another house through there and that kind of thing. So it is a busy spot. But there's another entrance on the road on the 14 that comes in for that. But I don't know, people and their money just kind of takes a piss to be honest. I can see two people out there on their sun deck, which they've got entitled to, you know, uh, entitled to do. But it just seems like self-entitlement to me. Build right here. They've taken away a whole bit of land there, man. A lot of trees and forest and habitat to build this mega, well, I wouldn't say it's mega, but their own little bungalow slash mass dirt garden and with a boat launch and sea along with another house over there, and they've had to have made a road in there and put up electricity and all that kind of crap. I don't know. It used to be a nice spot here, but I don't know. It becomes more boats and all that kind of thing, and people in their boats. So I'm like, yeah, okay, you know. And they don't look where they're going. They don't see swimmers, and but this lake goes out there for quite a way. I've swum. Well, I swum a few clicks through here and up that way. Sun's behind these trees. Pretty cool in the shade here. Yeah, the air's only about 9. Oh, it seems pretty fresh. But I used to swim across here, and there just was wood. And I actually, I don't know whether I mentioned this, but I met some people camping out where I have a swim hole down down a big trail. There's a couple of lakes I go to there, and there's people protesting against deforestation, especially in this one region that I go to down where I live, down further in the valley, that are have a problem with the logging coming. There's going to be a logging route that's coming in and taking away some rare species of trees like black ash and habitation for some wild species and owls and stuff. And I mentioned that I could volunteer, and they called me back and needed me straight away, which I couldn't do. But um, yeah, out of all these places here in Nova Scotia where they could go down and get wood, they decided to go on this one region where there's a lot of endangered species, and they're really effed off about it. And you know, I can see why, right? People are moving in, they're retiring or some crap, and they've just got the money to clear cut these trees and stuff and make this mass pad right on the side of this small. It's just a narrow, like, channel that comes into this lake here from the Mockingee Lake. There's a camp over there that's rentable. It's like a day camp for scouts and stuff. And there's a camp up there. Well, a lot of people moving into Nova Scotia from the US, from overseas. It's cheaper for houses to buy, and yeah, getting taken over a little bit, right? On the road I live, a lot of Americans now, a lot of people from Ontario moving in and buying houses cheaper than they pay, or they can sell out in Ontario and buy a cheaper property in Nova Scotia and live out the rest of their lives kind of crap, right? It's just getting too expensive, but it is part of life, man. Maybe I might do the same thing myself, but I doubt it. I can't afford it, so yeah. These gloves, these paddles I bought are really resistant. Yeah, I'm gonna swim to the bridge up here, try and keep in the sun some. I've seen a bit of wildlife in here. Yeah, to see them geese there not too long ago. I used to know pretty much this whole part of this lake here off by heart. Yeah, where exactly what rocks were in here and everything, but it's been a while. I haven't swum this place, so yeah. I just have a little mosey around and then kind of do my swim. And there's this other property right here you can see that's getting built. That was just woodland the last time I came. I remember this one being built, but I didn't realize it was going to be that big a clearing. Like I mentioned before, there's 3,000 lakes in Nova Scotia. So out of them lakes, I just think it's a bit odd to build that particular place right there, knowing there's a provincial park right there, day park. I guess they get that all to themselves come winter. But huh, never noticed that before as well. There's a little kind of little bridge, wooden bridge out there. That looks like a new house as well. I don't think that was there before either. So I met this lady down at this lake where I lived, and we got talking, and they had that camp there protesting about the logging road being permitted, and there 24/7. And if a logging truck comes down and said you got to move, they're like, well, no, we are going to speak to someone else, and the boss is going to come down, the head guncho, and you're going to have to deal with him. And all of a sudden, an email goes out, and yo behold, a load of protesters come down and block the road. Trying to log on one, seceded Mi'kmaq territory land, and two, but it's actually on paper, Crown land, and they're giving way for logging trucks to come in and harvest wood. And then, but they found some indigenous tree species that are at risk. and also habitation for different types of animals and stuff. And then what you got left, right? 3FA. I don't think you can stop that cog from turning. But that looks like a definite house up there, or there's another little entrance down onto the lake here. I've never noticed that before. But anyway, let's just talk about the positive things. It's beautiful right here. Sun is shining. It's going to be a mild day, but that's pleasant enough for me. I got too hot. It's then you start getting here in Nova Scotia, especially in the humidex, can get very hot in the summer, up into the high 30s. I've seen it in the low 40s, and you're sweating like a donkey in a crocodile swamp. Okay, so I actually standing up here. I just saw this plant right there, and I was like, okay, we can hit ground here. So yeah, I am like 4 foot deep. As soon as you see lilies coming out in the middle of the lake, you know it's shallow. Some kind of lily. Here we go, logging truck passing by New Ross Road. So they're still harvesting a lot of wood in Nova Scotia, which is crazy. Thinking you figure how big Canada is, but Nova Scotia is a bigger harvesting place for wood. When you figure out all them trees in Nova Scotia, in Canada, New Labrador, New Brunswick, Quebec, all the way across Canada, and they're still logging in Nova Scotia, which is just basically a small island almost, right? It's still a beautiful place, I must admit. I made it my home for quite a while. I've come here. It's an odd place. It's pretty neat though. The people are pretty friendly. Generally, Canada is a friendly country, as you may all well know. And I'm proud to live in Canada. I'm proud to be Canadian. I'm a Canadian citizen. I did that during COVID, and I've been here for God knows how many years, more than 16, 17, yeah, more, I think. Oh. I'd been here, I think, 20 years before I applied for my citizenship, and I got fed up with doing my resident cards that I said, right, it's time to get my citizenship. So I am now a Canadian citizen. So I'm British, born and bred, family live in England. I'm from London, southeast London, moved out to Essex, lived loads of spots in London, and I was an American resident quite a while. Long story, but cut short, I came up to Canada and I've been here ever since. I came here for 2 weeks to Canada from America, and 2 weeks has led into nearly 25 years. So yeah, it's my home. I don't think I'll ever leave. The places that I do go when I get the chance is to go visit old friends, go visit family and old friends. I've got thoughts of going to, South America where I've never been. Thoughts to go to, China. I had the opportunity to go there a couple of times. One time was for a DJ show in Shanghai that got cancelled because of SARS years ago. And another time was to see a friend of mine that was teaching English in Shenzhen, going via Hong Kong. And that fell through. And I don't think I could handle them long flights, but maybe one day, you never know. But for the meantime, the way the world is and the way the planet's changed and stuff, and all this crap going on, I just stick to kind of just going to visit good friends of mine. That's the main thing, right? I mean, one mountain to me looks like the next. This lake of sin, you're probably gonna watch my videos. If you do, will probably just look like the next lake, right? So pretty similar, but I make it a point of going to visit people, catch up, and it's a, I don't know. Some boats do actually get through here. I don't know how. Some ski doos come under. Like I said, I swam from where I was just at the shore there and came under, and I'll show you. We're coming into Mockingee Lake now. Came out here. So we've just gone to Falls Lake. Now we are in Mockingee Lake. Yeah. I've never actually entered from Mockingee Lake and swam into Mockingee Lake, but I've entered from Falls Lake into Mockingee, and then I've gone around this whole island here. It takes quite a while, and there's a house cabin. I think you can get to by boat. Someone lives there. You can see just out in the distance there. You've got a little play slide into the water. Yeah. Where these trucks are going now, they're going to be hitting the 14, and where they've come from New Ross, you can actually get onto the 12, and that goes across to each side as well. So from New Ross, there's a nice little, I would call it a zoo farm, uh, um, kind of historical uh, place you can go and get cart rides around on horses and stuff. Although, that being negative, I did read that the horse that pulls the cart was left chained up almost for being chained up, unless it was actually used as the cart horse for 10 years, man. And me and my girlfriend were really upset by that. Really. How could someone treat a horse, never take it out unless it was working in the summertime for the tourists and that to ride the cart around the zoo? And it was just really ill treated. And we were like, man, I fucking go rescue that thing myself, man. Let it free or some shit, man. Yeah, I did hear of that, and yeah, cruelty to animals, man. That's just the worst. They can't do nothing, eh? Anyways, well, there we go. Gonna do a power swim back. Just gonna pull over the shore here and turn the camera off. But I hope you enjoyed that on Falls Lake into Mockingee. This is the speed I normally like to go at. Burn a few calories. Let me know what you think. This should get an idea if you ever come visit Canada and come Nova Scotia is direct route from London to Halifax, and great place to visit. Even in the autumn, spectacular with the full colours and stuff. But yeah, there we go. Do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give me a like and a comment. That would be great. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Happy days. Swim on.